How's everybody today? Good. Well, we got chased inside today because of the weather, but we've had pretty good work all week. This is a tough preparation. This is a really well-coached team that we're playing. They play really physical, tough on defense, very sound in what they do. Probably, I think they're somewhere up there close to number one in pass offense, and do a great job of spreading the field. The quarterback does a really good job, so this was a real challenge for our defensive team. But I think the goal for us and what I want our players to basically focus on is, like I said on Monday, you find out in the first game where you are. Every individual on the team has something that they can do to improve. Every unit has something that they can do to improve. How you embrace those things and work on those things, obviously help you, play the best. And I think, right now is where you really try to start building some team chemistry. People have to get out of their self and into the team. The team goals have to be a little bit more important than anybody's individual accolades, and people have to focus on when they get opportunities to play, they do a really good job, and that's what creates value for them and even more playing time. So, and the players have responded, really well to that as well. So, I like to congratulate 54 players from Alabama who played for us here and did a great job for us here, and certainly has made a tremendous contribution to the tradition and the success that we've had here. On NFL rosters, I know some of those guys start playing tomorrow and as early as this weekend. 16 players from last year's team made a team, 12 on active rosters and 4 practice squad. That's makes me very proud that we have all those guys that are going to get an opportunity to play at the next level. We're obviously looking forward to the home opener Saturday to play in Bryant-Denny Stadium in front of our fans. The spirit here has always been great. The atmosphere is great. I know our players really look forward to playing at home and getting supported, and people showing their appreciation for all their hard work and what they've done to try to get to where they are right now. So, and their support is certainly appreciated by us and everybody in the organization. We're going to be involved in this First and Gold awareness game for the 5th year. This is an organization that raises money for curing kids' cancer, research and treatment. They've raised over $12 million since 2005, so we're really happy to be a part of that for the home opener.
Coach, we'll start the back with season.
Coach, could you give us an update on Drue Parks and his status?
Well, Drue had a death in the family, and he's from Florida, so he went on the trip. Actually, his family wanted him to stay there. I think the funeral was today, so he'll be back, with us tomorrow. And our thoughts and prayers are out to him and his family, and we've tried to be very supportive. This has been a very difficult thing for him.
We'll stay on the side with Chris.
When you schedule early season opponents, how much do you do it with an eye towards the teams that you have to face later in the season?
Well, I think that if you play teams like this and they have carryover to other teams that you play, I think it's very helpful to the development of your team. Sometimes I think the thing you hate the most is when you play a team that has no carryover to what you're going to play against later on. So you spend a whole week in preparation and you spend a whole week practicing something that has, no long-term really benefit or value to the players. So, this team does do a lot of things that we'll see in the future in terms of, spreading the field, having 4 wideouts, run the ball, throw the ball, do a great job with the screen game and all that type of thing. So this is definitely a team that there'll be some carryover in the future as to what we have to play against. And they're in the top 5 in the country in plays running a game, so they're going to go fast, really, really fast. And that's something that's really hard to practice and something that we're going to need to do a better job of, the rest of the week trying to get our players ready for it.
Charlie.
What did you see from Jalen Waddell in the preseason and summer that made you trust him to be back there as a punt returner in the first game?
he caught the ball efficiently and effectively, and, we evaluate those things every day when we do punt and punt return, and, I thought he'd do as good as job, and he had better stats catching the ball, making good decisions and judgments as anyone else on our team. I'm a little different. I thought if we put him back there and he struggled, we could always go back to Trayvon Diggs, who, is really good at getting the ball fielded, probably, and is a really good returner. Probably not as explosive as Jalen, but so we wanted to give him an opportunity rather than put the other guy in and then he goes in and if something goes wrong. So it was just, we felt good about him, and he obviously did a good job in the game.
Middle, Michael.
After the game, you mentioned something about the production in the running game. What more would you like to see this week from that group?
Well, we rushed for 200-some yards, didn't we?
Yes. After the game, you said you wanted to see more from that group.
Well, I just thought early in the game we were a little tentative in the way we weren't playing aggressively up front. I think that first game, new team, new coordinator, guys just, a lot of movements, a lot of stunts up front. And once we got into the flow of the game, I thought we controlled the line of scrimmage much better. So it was just the way we started, I think, and hopefully we'll be able to improve. But, this team is not as big, but very quick and athletic, so this is going to be challenging for us as well.
Stay on the record with
With the running backs, you were able to spread the ball out pretty evenly between the forward backs. Is that something ideally you'd like to do in the future?
Yeah, we'd like to play everybody that has an opportunity to help us win, and I think all those guys made a significant contribution, in the game. We're not sitting there counting who carried the ball, how much, and taking guys in and out based on that. If a guy has a hot hand and he's really doing well, I'd probably play him a little bit more. But, I thought all the guys showed that they can make some contribution to the team in some way, and we need to utilize all that talent.
two more minutes.
In the offseason, when can you kind of start to get the sense of a team's character or its makeup? And do you get that from talking to guys in the leadership council or the strength staff or from somewhere else?
What they do. What you do speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you say. So what you do every day. Why are the best the best? Did you ever think about that? Most of the time they have great work ethic, they have great competitive character, they're always very well prepared, they're driven and committed to being the best that they can be, and they're willing to make all the sacrifices they need to make to be that good. So why are the best the best? So when you have a team full of guys that are driven that way, that set their face, they're committed on doing certain things, that's when you have the best chance and opportunity to do that. And that happens over time. It's not a one-day thing. It's not something you do in spring practice and then you don't do anymore. It's not something you do in fall camp and you don't do anymore. You have to do it for a whole season. And, how guys buy into that, how much it means to them. And I think that's always something that is a little bit of a work in progress. It's something that you're building on. And you see how guys respond to adversity in the season, and you see how guys work through difficult times, which there's a lot of difficult times. Guys play hurt. They get tired. They have to play a lot of plays. They're very challenged sometimes by the opponent. So, there's a lot of things that when you play competitive sports against good people that challenge your character. But I don't think it's something that's all or nothing. I think there's relative degrees of competitive character, and some guys obviously have it a little better than others. Hopefully we get the most out of every guy on our team, and that'll give us the best opportunity to be successful. And as a coach, that's always what your goal is.
Coach, we'll finish up right here.
Nick, how would you describe Jalen Hurts' role on the team moving forward, and can you envision creating particular packages and games to keep him involved?
Look, what we do with Jalen Hurts internally is going to be, decided internally. And, if I was going to tell you, I'd just call the other coach and tell him what we're going to do. Is that fair?
Okay, Coach. Thank you.
All right, thank you.